Hey guys, this is Alan from Concrete Tropicals, and today I'm showing you, well, what we call here in the desert is haboob damage. Last night we had the strongest winds I've ever seen, at least in this area, since I moved to Arizona over 7 years ago, 8 years ago, I don't really remember. I wanted to show you the damage and the challenges of growing any plant in the desert. You get complacent and years pass and you think everything's great, and then one night it reminds you that you are at the mercy of nature. There's nothing that I could have done to prevent this damage. This is one of the oldest trees that we planted here at my house. This is a carob tree, and as you can see, guys, this guy has seen better days. It's hard for you guys to see, but the ground is actually lifted here. I don't know if you can see that or not, because the root system of this carob got uprooted. And carob trees are very strong trees, and then they can withstand a lot. We've had a lot of windstorms here, but you know, nothing like last night's. But you can see my poor tree here broke at the base. The poor branches bent to the point where they couldn't take it anymore, and they broke at the weakest point, which was all the way down at the base. Such a shame. This tree has been in the ground about 5 years. It had fruit this year. It was actually holding it. I was so excited because with carob trees, for one, it's hard to find them, and second, when you do find them, you don't know if you got a male, a female, or you know, if you got a grafted one. So we didn't know what we had, and only the female ones or the grafted ones will actually produce fruit. But yeah, this one flowered last year, but I didn't hold any of the fruits, and this year it actually has some fruit on it. Even though it wasn't that much, because here it gets so hot they drop a lot, we still have some fruit. So we were excited to try it out and maybe propagate this plant too. But I guess now I'm gonna cut it up, and then I'm gonna make a bunch of cuttings out of this tree right here. But yeah, so this is one of them, guys. This is my carob tree, first casualty of the windstorm last night. Now let's walk around and see what else is going on here. My poor bananas over here. Oh, they seen better days. The shorter one over here, this is a non-wa, guys. It's doing fine. No issues, because usually the dwarf varieties, they stay shorter, about 8 to 10 feet tall, and the stems, they get really thick, so they can withstand a lot more wind. But it's also in a sheltered area where, you know, a lot of the wind gets blocked off by the structures around it. My bananas right here, let's take a look. I haven't even been back here. Oh look, my poor bananas down here. I didn't even realize this one actually broke off, and then I guess the bunnies have been eating them. This is a Goldfinger banana, guys. It's really good, really sweet. Let me see if I can peel it so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. There it is. Goldfinger banana grown in the desert. Look at that, guys. That looks awesome. It's very creamy, very sweet. This banana right here, or this cluster, has been in the ground for I think about 3 years now, and it was just a little guy that I put in the ground. But you know, we get bananas here, guys, but we don't get like millions and millions. And you know, I was expecting to eat this one right now, but I guess nature is forcing me to. But you can see here, they don't ripen evenly, especially from the heat. They get so hot here, the sunburn. But you know, I'll take what I get. So can't be picky in the desert, guys. All right, let's keep walking around. see what else is going on back here. My grapefruit right here, this is a ruby red, loaded with fruit. Seems to have taken the wind just fine. That wall over there protected it. The wind came from that area. That's the eastern side of my property. But you can see I got bananas in the ground. This one fell probably about 2-3 weeks ago, and if you see on the sides, it's still green, and that has been several weeks here. And every single day, guys, it has been over 100 degrees. And this stem right here, it's not attached to the to its root system anymore. And you can see it's green. Let me see if I can cut it. I don't know if you can see that, guys. I just want to take a chunk out just to show you. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but that is wet in there. And that's the reason why I say do not water your bananas like crazy, because you think they need tons of water. They do not, guys. Bananas are like a succulent or a cactus. Even here in the desert, I do not water them that often because they hold a lot of water and they will rot very easily. Anyways, guys, bananas right here. Surprisingly, they took a lot of wind. I mean, they look like crap right now, but they will recover. And that's just the way it is, guys. My chicken coop right there, guys. Those are the chickens that are so noisy that I don't notice it when making videos, but when I edit them and then I listen to the videos, it's like super loud. But anyways, bananas, I got one here that broke in half, and this one, it's Puerto Rican plantain. Look, poor plantains, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick those off, and then we're gonna have some plantains. As you can see, I don't have that many of them because most of the flowers, they got sunburned. The sun rises over there, so this area gets blasted. By 9 in the morning, it's over 100 degrees here. You can see those bananas over there sunburned. But so far, I guess, can't complain. Could have been a lot worse. So, and I got a lot of new pops coming up anyway, so these guys are flying. So let's keep walking around and see what else we find, guys. Poor trees over here all fell over. This is the main thing that I hate about container growing, the wind. It will work out until it does not. But my green mulberries, or the Australian green shatut, or the white Pakistan people call it, they did okay. A few years ago, that one tipped over there because the gophers, they ate the root system, and in the wind they just completely tipped over because they had no roots. You can see how much smaller that is compared to this one right here, that did not take any damage. So, and they are the same age, guys, about 2 years and a half. I mean, for some people that's huge, but this is what you should expect in 2.5 years for a mulberry tree, if you water correctly. If you don't, then it will grow slower and take a lot longer to die. Let's keep walking around and see what else we find, guys. I gotta pick my trees up because it's already 8, and then by 9 in the morning it's gonna be 100 degrees today. So I gotta pick my trees up because otherwise they're gonna sunburn, because the underneath side of the leaves, they're not used to the wind. So when the wind hits it at that temperature, it will sunburn them from the bottom. My pine tree over here, this guy has been in the ground for like over 20 years. And then a lot of branches broke over there. You can see that branch right there completely got blown off the tree. I mean, that pine tree last night was bending over halfway down all the way to here. Let's see, right there, it was bending to the point where that branch completely broke off. But so far, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, I lost a few years of growth, especially on my carob tree. But you know, what can we do? I guess it's better than having tornadoes and hurricanes. So you guys over there probably get this every single year. Here, you know, it's been, and we never had a windstorm like this. We had several ones in the past, were bad, but not as bad as this one. Look at my castor bean tree, guys. Completely tipped over and squishing my poor plants in there. I'm gonna have to cut this guy up. It's old. Castor bean trees don't last forever, guys. They have a life expectancy. I think it's 3 or 5 years, but it's not like it's gonna completely die, you know, just like us. As they get older, they will take damage from the sun, the wind, the winter, and eventually this is what's gonna happen. This guy was on his way out anyway. We were gonna chop it up anyway in the future, not right now though, because it was shading this whole area here. That's the main reason we plant castor bean trees here in Arizona, because in 1 year it will get that big, guys. From a small tree, it will give you shade, it will take the sun, it will take most of the winter, but anything that grows fast breaks easy. That's why I'm surprised about that carob tree over there, guys. I mean, that's a slow growing tree. Those trees take forever to grow, and then anything that takes forever to grow usually has a harder wood. So, but yeah, what can we do? I guess just deal with it. Castor bean tree down, casualty 2021. Why do we grow castor bean trees? People are so scared of them. Well, we grow for shade. Now, if you are into self-sustainment, you can also use the seeds to make castor oil. A lot of people don't even realize where castor oil comes from. Well, it comes from the castor tree, guys, right there. You can get the seeds. The seeds are about 60% oil and 40% rhizome. That will kill you. But a lot of people don't realize that. I mean, the seeds are inside this shell right here. Let me see if I can get an open one right here. So you have to work at it. So the seeds are on the inside, and then you got to crack this open. And then the seeds themselves, they have a hard shell on them on the inside. So you have to crush it. And then if you eat the powder on the inside, then you're done. But you know, if you go that far, then I guess you deserve it. So natural selection, that's what I call it. Anyways, guys, castor bean tree, castor oil, very useful. We only use it as a temporary tree. After a few years, when our trees actually get older, then we cut it down, and then because we don't need the shade anymore. Look at my guava plants, guys. They're all down. Now this, guys, I gotta pick up right now, and then I gotta, you know, I have to put them on the lines, get water, because these guys, they can take full sun, but they've been taking full sun for months on the top side of their leaves, not on the bottom. If the wind starts hitting it right now and I don't do anything for a few hours, they're all gonna sunburn. And right here, guys, this is a lot of money right here. It's a few $1,000s easily. They're not cheap because we carry the rare varieties. We have Ruby Supreme, Kilo, T-Cal, Barbie Pink, Mexican Cream. You know, we have Revelation over there. The last survivor over there is standing up just fine. But surprisingly, I mean, it could have been worse, you know. It's a lot of work. Gotta pick them all up, check them out, check the water lines out, see what's up, because they gotta get water. I cannot afford to keep them like this for a few more hours, because then I will lose everything. And it's not about the money, guys. You know, those guys took a year to grow like that. I mean, from little guys. So it's a shame to, you know, have something die on you, especially when you put that time. Time is priceless, guys. Money comes and goes. But these plants right here, they are priceless to me. Those are Suriname cherries right there, guys. They're all down for the count. You know, these guys, they just tip over and it's no big deal. So unlike the ones in the ground, I mean, the only way they give is by breaking. We got the southern magnolias right there, some mango leftovers. You see the ones that are dead over there? Yeah, that's what happens when you don't water one day here in Arizona in the sun. Cattleya guavas, strawberry guavas, lemon guavas, pineapple guavas back there. Those troopers over there, they need to get up potted. But I gotta fix them too, because they go dry very quickly, and if I don't water them, they're gonna suffer. Let's see what else we got here, guys. shade structure has seen better days. I did not secure it to the ground, so that is part my fault. This would not have happened if I had tied that structure to the house somehow or to the ground. But yeah, the wind pushed it over, and you can see all my trees are down. I gotta pick those guys up. Those are loquats, guys. If you haven't seen my loquat video, those guys, yeah, those are babies. So I gotta pick them up and make sure they get watered, and that the sun doesn't keep shining on them like it is right now, because they'll get destroyed. And somehow I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with my shade structure. That thing may seem light, but it's heavy. So I'm gonna have to find some help. Try to fix it up. I know some of the pipes are bent, but you know, I can just easily replace them. Since I have the joints up there, just lay them out and put new ones in. But yeah, I never had a problem like this before. So a lot of down trees. But I guess it's just part of nature. What can you do? My star fruit over there, Kai apple, guys. We have a lot of Kai apples this year. Star fruits, bunch of loquats here. I got a kambuka right there. Oh, this guy is, yeah, he doesn't like the sun. Sunburns very easily. This is what sunburn looks like, guys. I'll make a video specifically about this one, but just to give you a quick recap. Sunburn, or actually this is transpiration burn. What that means is the plant sweats for the same reason you do, right? So what happens when you're not able to sweat fast enough to cool off? Well, you get heat stroke, right? And then if you don't fix it, you die. So what happens with plants, guys, when they're not, when they sweat, but they're not able to sweat fast enough, that means the outer edges or the areas farthest away from the trunk supplying the water run out of water first, but the sun keeps on beating them, and there's no way to fix that, and the plant cannot sweat to cool the area off. So guess what happens? Sunburns. Just like you, when you sunburn in the sun, same thing. And this is what happens to plants. Is it gonna kill it? It depends. Some plants can take it. You can see this one doesn't look nice, the area that's actually getting hit by the sun, but you see the other area over here is growing a bunch of leaves because it's a little more shaded. So plants adapt, and those leaves right there will be able to tolerate the sun a lot better than these leaves right here. And the reason for that is because last year this guy was in the shade and we moved to this year, so those leaves were not acclimated to the sun. But yeah, some plants just grow new leaves and then they get over it, mainly cosmetic damage, but other plants will die. So you cannot just, you know, think it's gonna be okay. But so far, guys, this is the damage that the wind caused last night. I mean, you should have seen those trees bending like halfway down. I was like, man, I'm done. But you know what? You just gotta keep going. Somebody has to take care of the plants. They're not gonna take care of themselves, and it's not their fault that I got windy. But yeah, I got a lot of picking up to do, and then watering, and yeah, and it's already like 90 degrees right now. But you know, it's just part of growing plants. So if you're having issues with nature, don't give up, guys. Just keep on going. This is just usually once every few years. You know, I've been here many years and I have not experienced this like this bad. So I'm not expecting to have another windstorm like this for another while, and I'll be more prepared next time. All right, guys, and any questions, comment below. And if you have any windstorms in your area, you know, let me know how you deal with that. For the taller container plants like this one, I'm gonna have rows, and then I'm gonna run a cable through the middle, and then I'm gonna attach the taller plants eventually, so that way they don't get blown over like this. A sweet bay leaf right there, some mango trees. All right, guys, just wanted to show you the damage from last night. Like I said, questions, post them below, and I will see you next time.